Hey, GAWSY readers. Thank you for joining us today on our first GAWSY episode podcast. So, my name is Anaya. I'm GAWSY's editorial consultant, and I'm joined here today with.
My name is Brielle, everyone. I'm the CEO and editor in chief of GAWSY Magazine.
Awesome. So, thank you guys again for joining us. And today we're going to be talking about social media and self love, looking at those correlations and challenges that we've had growing up in our childhood. Don't be afraid to comment below and talk about your experience with social media during your childhood and especially in your adulthood and navigating this new world that we have today. So, if you don't mind, Brielle, if you could start us off with like our first discussion question.
Absolutely. So, our very first question is, how much time a day or week do you spend on social media?
Well, for me, I mean, when I was in high school, it was way more than it is now. Like, I would say it was at least like hitting upper 40 hours a week. So it was a lot of hours, like all combined. But since I've been in college, like I've been having to do like coursework and soccer and just doing different activities on campus. So it's definitely lessened. But I would say now it's probably like more than like the 20 hours a week. I spend a lot of my time mostly on social media during the weekends, since I do work during the week. So it's been very beneficial just for my mental health, my whole physical well being. So, yeah.
And I share the exact same sentiment. Like, it's interesting, like high school social media versus being like in college or like working social media. It's very different, and how much time is being allotted on just any application that anyone uses. Like much saying 40 hours a week, I was supposed to say like before on social media, but now like since being in college and then also working as well too, and doing summer courses, it's lessened and lessened. I
Hmm.
think me, I'm having to learn how to be more disciplined with social media. So like I delete TikTok and only have it for the weekends, but like that Monday through Thursday period is like me solely like not really being on social media like that. But also I'm trying to navigate, I guess, how practical I can use social media because I'm also a social media manager. So like sometimes I can't help but to be on social media. Like
Hmm.
that like traction is good, the algorithm is dutifully ensuring that posts are being seen and stuff like that. So I'm having to now try to navigate how I can mindfully use social media as
Hmm.
like entertainment purposes as well. So I try during like Monday through Thursday. I don't use social media as much, but like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I use it a little bit more.
Hmm. I like that idea of deleting the app on like for like the weekday, and only going in on the weekends. I think I'm gonna try that when school starts again, just to yeah. But I do enjoy like posting, so I don't know how well that'll work, but.
Not the exact same way. Like I like getting stuff out there, being
Hmm.
yes. I like noticed too when I deleted TikTok. Like I didn't realize how much like my attention span like grew because like with social like with TikTok it's just like scrolling. But like since had deleting it like last week because classes had started, I was like, I'm actually reading a full sentence. A full
Hmm.
But that's just how like it is. Like TikTok is like you can watch like 60 videos in like 1 to 2 minutes.
Hmm.
Crazy, but yeah, like social media, you can have fun with it. And then there's also a way to be like practical and mindful.
Exactly.
Our second question is, has your time increased? Oh, I guess we kind of answered this. Has your time increased on social media or decreased?
Yeah, just like I said before, in the summer it's definitely going to increase. I have nothing to do besides work, so it's going to keep going up. But I try to, like you said, be mindful on social media, just being aware of like what I'm consuming, because not everything should be consumed. So try to
Mhm.
watch that. I try to watch like the certain people I follow on Instagram or TikTok. Like I try to make sure that the things I'm consuming are like entertainment, like they're entertaining and they're not gonna like damage my mental health, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I like to follow people on TikTok that are funny so I can get a good laugh, some good entertainment. I don't like to follow like sad TikToks where they talk about like depression and anxiety. Like I don't really want to consume myself with that information. So yeah, just try to surround myself and be mindful, especially on social media.
Yes, and I get that. Like, I was like, subconsciously things are being like internalized, whether like on social media we realize it or not, and it usually is physically manifested by our moods and how we act and things like that. Like I just remember thinking, I was like, everybody knows the song "Boy's a Liar" by Ice Spice, and
Mhm.
just I like I've like never like actively listened to the song. I just heard it on TikTok. I
Mhm.
was singing the lyrics like the other day, and I was like, I have not listened to this song all the way through. How do I know the lyrics?
Yeah.
So it just goes to show, like, when you're on social media, like, stuff gets ingrained where they're like,
Mhm.
so it's just crazy. But like you were saying, like, it increases my use on social media. I don't know, it's kind of weird because, like, during like the end of the semester in college, I'm not even gonna lie, like, that's just the point where like finals, dead week, I'm kind of mentally checked out. So like it increases kind of like towards the end of like semesters.
Mhm.
But like the brunt of the semester decreases, and then during the summertime it increases.
Mhm. Yeah, I noticed that too. Like, I'd be singing a song. I'm like, where did I hear that from? Like, I don't even think I know this song. And I would like look it up. I'm like, yeah, I heard this off of TikTok. Like, why? Like, it's so crazy how that happens. And it's like, I literally know the full song too. Like, how do I know the full song? Like, it's so crazy. I don't think most people realize that either. They just think they've like have it on their playlist, and they really don't.
We know we have like mental playlists. That's
Right. I mean, like, thanks for the song, but
like, how did this get here? How are we singing the entire song?
right.
Mm-mm. All right. Our third question is current beauty standards. Compare them to 10 to 40 years ago.
Mm. Well, I don't know. Now I feel like um it's more of like the BBL, you know, slim, thick body. It's very running rampant, especially in today's society. Like everybody wants to look like a Kim Kardashian or a Nicki Minaj. It's like that is not realistic. Nobody looks like that. Anybody who goes through a BBL procedure and journey, like your journey's all gonna be different. Like your body's not gonna look like how theirs looked because their body before they got that surgery was entirely different than what your body looked like. So I don't know. I don't think very many women realize that. It's kind of sad, but I mean, I'm all for if you want to get, cosmetic surgery to make yourself feel like more like empowered, but I don't think you should go about it that way if you feel insecure. Like you got to love your natural body first before you try to get, those kind of surgeries because if you don't love your natural state, then you're probably not going to end up loving that modified state of your body that you've already went through all the pain and, you know, everything, through that surgery and processes. So,
100%. I was watching a video of a surgeon, a plastic surgery surgeon, that like BBLs are very fatal. They're very fatal procedures. Not every single person that decides to undergo that process makes it out with their life. And when I think about like Kim Kardashian and Nicki Minaj, I remember I was listening to Nicki Minaj and she was saying how like and she would like they would spend time like in the studios, like Lil Wayne would have like a different woman come in like every single time in the studio. He would kind of internalize what those women look like and compare it to herself and be like, I don't look like that. And so I think you said that she had gotten like butt fillers or so, and then even Kim Kardashian, but those two women as very high status, very A list.
hmm
I think that's sometimes what gets people tripped up is because we're looking at like these women who essentially weren't satisfied with something, and so they just change it rather than kind of looking internally and be like, okay, like I'm okay. And I think that's what gets um, a lot of people just like the comparison kind of factor of it. And I think I was thinking too, like there will always be some sort of standard, and it's you can't measure yourself to like a metric system of tumultuousness in regards to standards and trends because they're always going to change.
hmm
You will always be running after a trend or like what's the latest. And so I think what helps what can help people to remain solid is kind of just doing some internal reflecting, like, okay, so why do I want this? Is this going to help me? Is this going to Um, Kind of make me feel better. Kind of like asking like those very self-aware questions so that you can know what is the reason that you were undergoing doing this. But yeah, like BBLs have definitely like skyrocketed within the past year, at least like from how I'm like hearing them. But they've definitely progressed. And want to do it. But please do the research first. And understand this is a very it's a very meticulous so like process like from start to finish, and
Hmm.
you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I would kind of take a minute to kind of ask yourself where you're at
Right.
first.
Exactly. Like when I was younger, of course, I always thought about like getting cosmetic surgery too, just because like I would always get bullied for like being like skinnier, like on the skinnier side and stuff. Like I didn't look like I didn't have big breasts and a big butt and things like that. So I've always like looked at cosmetic surgery like, should I get that to just like feel beautiful with myself? But I realized that the only reason why I wanted to get is because other people wanted me to like look a certain way. So you really have to look inwards within yourself and just literally just stand in the mirror and just say things that you love about yourself. I think it's a really good way. Like and just
Hmm.
literally just standing there and just opening yourself up. Like it's just really like eye opening experience being able to just like talk to yourself one on one and just standing in front of yourself and like your I guess quote unquote like body of insecurity, because I know a lot of people look at themselves that way, and just standing there looking at yourself and just like I don't know, just being vulnerable with yourself and your feelings is really a good way to just feel like loved. Like you got to love yourself first, because how do you not love yourself if you want other people to love you? It's really, yeah, you got to love yourself first so you know what your worth is, what your value is. So then you can look I guess you can look like inward for other people to also provide that for you, but don't like rely on them to provide that love for you, because that self love comes with you first. It starts with you first. And yeah, so that's what I've learned about it. Just loving my body. So
I agree. Like you gotta love yourself. You have to love yourself
mm-hmm.
first. Oh my gosh, I was like, just as like we're talking about like trends and like loving yourself. I remember when I want to say there was this trend to have a thigh gap, and I remember these three women went on news and they were talking about like how they needed to have a thigh gap, and like that was a thing, and your fingers had to be like oh so much close within like one thigh of one another. And I was like looking at this and I was like, well, first of all, I don't have this, so I'm like going very internalized state of like, oh my gosh, like I need this, like my thighs are like bigger, and I'm like, now in hindsight, I'm like, now it's like BBL, so like now it's like more of like a curved and defined body, but like I'm trying to think, what year was that? 2015. Like, so this is 7 years ago. 7 years ago, it was like having a thigh gap, and now it's having a BBL. So I'm like, it's too much, and it's just like
Exactly.
women went on the news and they were like, yes, we have to have one. And I was like, I'm in eighth grade looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
What? But yes, like you gotta love yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. It's something that is self dread. It's self driven. It's self led.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta make that decision. I think that's what self love is. It's making the decision to actively love yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
can't love someone else.
Yeah. And another thing I've noticed with the BBLs is that like a lot of like men want one with a BBL but like no like faults. Like they don't want no like cellulite. Like if you're gonna get a BBL, they expect that to be like smooth skin. Like they don't want to see no acne, no bumps. I'm like, that is not realistic. These celebrities have money. That's why their skin is this smooth.
Money!
Any average woman or man has acne, has imperfections. Like, I'm pretty sure celebrities have imperfections too, but they have money to solve those imperfections, which is
Literally.
why they get those BBLs, because they feel like they need it because they have an imperfection. So it's just all about reality and just being like in the moment, just being, and like I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like don't be unrealistic. Don't think like BBLs are realistic bodies, because they're not.
They are not. And that's a good point. Like, doing things like for men, like that's an entire conversation. And well, I shouldn't say all men, but like just certain men. expect be kind of like this machine, factory made woman, no hair, no armpit hair, no acne. I'm like, this isn't exactly how you said, Night. This is not real. This is not real.
Mhm.
Like, at all. Like, what are we asking? What are we wanting of people? I'm like, people, we gotta do some inner work. I was thinking too, I want to say the other day, like, insecurity feeds insecurity. So, like,
Mhm.
but like, and like projecting things onto people, like, that feeds, and that next thing you know, there's people who don't even know themselves truly. Like, they can't look at the mirror and say, like, this is me. They're ascribing their entire existence to somebody else or to something that they think is worthy of being desired. And it's like, you gotta get back to the foundation of who you are to your core, who you were when you came out the womb.
Mhm.
Like,
Exactly.
get that back.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't want men to expect that of us, so we shouldn't expect that of men. Just come as you are.
See,
Come healed, come willing to learn more about yourself, your partner, whoever the case may be, whatever relationship you're in. Um, come, what's the word? I don't even know the word, but like, okay, yeah, I don't know the word, but just come as you are. It's the
yeah,
best you can ever ask of anybody. So,
for real, I agree. Just unapologetically you. That's it. Our next question is: has your self love gotten stronger since your childhood?
yeah, yeah. There'll be some times where I have like some like little like blocks in the road, but it's definitely come farther, like especially with my hair because I in high school like I never wanted to get my hair done. Like I hated sitting in that chair for 8 hours getting box braids. I was like I can't do this anymore. So I made the executive decision my freshman year in college. It's like January like 3rd, and I got locks for the first time, and I fell in love with them that first day. I was like, these are so cute, like, and I've had them for a year now, a year and like 6 months. So I'm
And they look good. They look great.
thank you. I need a retwist really bad. So when I go home, I'm getting that. Yeah, I just absolutely love them. They're so versatile. Like I can do literally anything. I can wear them down. Like I can literally just get out of bed and go. And that's what I wanted for myself. So I do miss my natural hair a lot of the time just because of like, the curls and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how long I'll keep my locks, but my hair is definitely like my crown that I wear every day. Like, so yeah, that's definitely helped my self love, especially. Um, in terms of like like physical appearance, like my acne was so bad in high school. It's just because hormones, puberty, and I was
Mhm.
playing soccer and the heat. My skin's really sensitive to heat in the sun, so my acne was really bad. But it's gotten so much better. Like I don't have as many dark spots. It's more just like hormonal acne now, but it's definitely gotten better. Still a little, iffy because I still play soccer and it's like that heat irritation and things like that. But yeah, just seeing my skin just like glow is just makes me really happy. Seeing like that the effort I put in buying all these skincare products
Good care.
that cost entirely too much. I try to use as many like natural products as I can because I did go to a dermatologist once, and the products I had like low key burned my skin. I was like, I don't think this is safe. Like I shouldn't be putting chemicals on my skin. So I was like, let me go to a natural route. So, yeah, my self love definitely has improved immensely. Especially just going being in college too, like just seeing my friends like compliment me and seeing things that I didn't see in myself as well.
Mhm.
Also allowed myself love to improve. So yeah,
I like that. Yes, yes. First of all, like, your locks look great. Like, they look good. They look healthy. I love it. I like it.
pulled out the pigtails today.
Cute. I like it. And two, I understand like heat irritation as well. During the summertime, my skin, I used to have eczema, but
Hmm.
like in like it breaks out into heat bumps like on my arms and like in the back of like my knees, on my legs, and like I understand that all too.
Hmm.
As you were like talking, it made me think um about like like puberty and like growing up and our bodies changing, like that, like it happens. And I think there needs to be more of an acceptance of that. Like we're still growing. Our brains, I don't believe, or our frontal lobe doesn't develop until we're 25. So like how can we expect like to not change, or our bodies and our skin to like not go through the ebb and flow of what it's supposed to be doing right now? I think sometimes it's easy to kind of want to bookmark it, or kind of like be like, why is this happening? But like we have to accept the fact that like we're still growing, we're still developing, we're still, our bodies are still going through its natural work of life. And for me, my self love has grown, oh my gosh, exponentially. With being, when I was younger, my body naturally developed faster than my peers. Like I was just very much more mature in every like aspect of my body, as well as having eczema. um, Growing up with that, I had like a lot of challenges, like with my skin, because I would have like these rash patches, and then like just eczema on the side of my face. I remember there was one time in fourth grade where like I just like, I remember the teacher, she had asked me, she was like, "Why are you covering your face like this?" Like I would literally like just do this like through periods throughout the day, because I was like, I do not want people like looking at my skin. I did not it like, it was just, I was not feeling it. And then I was taller than everybody too in fourth grade. So like naturally I was just standing out, and I didn't really want to. I didn't want to. And so like that just succumbed me to like wanting to kind of hide, because I was like, I just feel so out of body. I just feel like way too mature, way too fast. And then like my chest was like developing like way too. So I remember in sixth grade, I would wear like this jacket to like hide my chest. I was like, nobody's chest is in yet, so I'm just gonna hide my body. I was wearing this jacket every day, every single day, like having like worrying like if I did not have this jacket, like I feel way too exposed. Like this is too much. And fast forward to junior year of high school, kind of the start of like self love and accepting it for what it was. And I talked about this in our very first issue. I didn't know what self love was, or I guess like the term for it, junior year, until a friend had wore a sweatshirt that said more self love, and a guy pointed it out. Looking, I was like, "Are you sure that this isn't like a vanity gesture?" But no, self love is more than that. It's a journey. It's a celebration of growth. It's a celebration of flaws. It's a celebration of you just being unapologetically who you are, at your natural and at your finest.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, it's been this journey, and I don't think you'll ever, like, you'll hit like there will always be things outside of your control within your self-love journey. So I don't want to say that like you're gonna be like, oh, because like things will always happen. Like inevitably we're always going to be challenged with who we are. But I think self-love is definitely a journey, um, that you choose to take. Self-love only requires two things: it's you, and then you making the decision to want to start your self-love journey. And I believe that when you do, everything changes. You just feel lighter. You feel more acceptance of yourself and your self worth. You start to understand who you would like to be, and self care and self awareness play into that, because you start to nurture um, the pot. You start to nurture the pot that is self love within you, so that it begins to grow and flourish. And you're forever in awe of who you are and the journey and things that you decide to take and the routes. So yeah, since childhood, self love has definitely changed, and it's been a good change. And I want more to know about self love.
Very intense, very long and like draining journey, but it's definitely worth it in the end, because when you look back and like all you've been through, it's like, wow, like I didn't know I could reach that point. And I feel like that's a lot of what people go through, and what they think is like, I can never get there, but you don't know if you don't try. So
True.
especially you got to surround yourself around that positive energy, because if you continue to surround yourself with negative energy and people who bring you down, like it's not going to help you improve and get you where you want to be and where you need to be, because everybody needs to be in a positive place in life.
Hmm.
So you also have to want it for yourself. If you don't want it for yourself, nobody can help you get there, get to where you want to be. So yeah, that's definitely the number one thing. Like what you said, you have to want it for yourself, and you have to want to be there. So yeah, definitely very important.
Absolutely. You know, like everybody who's listening right now, take that choice. I'm telling you, make that decision to know what self love is and what it means in you and what your relationship with self love looks like. Because it's different, go through different things. So, yes, decision, you will not regret it at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Our next question is negative impacts what are some negative impacts that you've seen by social media, either in yourself, your friends, or your family?
Um, I don't know. Like what I've seen like on social media is just like when I watch podcasts, like a lot of people take like videos of the podcast, I got out of context and stuff. So I've seen kind of things like that. Like you can't like they'll show like snippets of their podcast on TikToks, but you have to actually go and watch the whole podcast to see what they're genuinely talking about because you can't just judge somebody's character based off a 30-second clip that somebody took and posted on TikTok. Like that whatever video that was out of context, you need to go and research yourself and actually watch what they were talking about before they posted that little snippet. So yeah, I've just seen stuff like that and just a lot of like not propaganda but just like misinformation around like reproductive health, sexual health, like literally everything. This world is insane. Like there's no unity after COVID-19. If the United States done fell apart, I don't know what happened.
I agree.
Like the COVID-19 was just like our doomsday basically at this point because that's what it feels like. It feels like it's the end of the world. Everything costs too much. Everything's stressing everybody out.
I agree.
So
Yeah, like
yeah.
economically, I don't think we're in the best place that we could be at right
Mm-mm.
now. Like in LA, like the writer's strike that's taking place, and I think it's been taking place for a while now. Like our world is just it's very divisive, and I agree. Like it's just after COVID, it really just has not been the same, like in any
Mm-hmm.
shape or form. And going back to your point of like the podcast clips, yes, I've seen that a lot. Like things being taken out of context, and there's war in comments. I'm like, how did like it's too much. Like it's too much.
Exactly.
Way.
And and another like outlet of self love is communication. So if you're not willing to like communicate with other people, like I feel like that's like another good like aspect of self love is like welcoming others into your journey as well, getting to know other people, being willing to like listen and understand. Um, and I feel like a lot of people don't want to like listen to other people just because like their opinions and beliefs and things like that. Not to be political or anything, but I don't know. I just feel like communication after COVID-19 has like dropped like significantly. Like I don't know. I feel like when I was in high school, like a lot of teenagers, when we came back for like our senior year, like we didn't know how to communicate anymore because we were all texting,
Mm.
FaceTiming each other and things like that. Yeah, so I don't know. It's really crazy. I feel like we just did like a 360-degree flip and we're going backwards. So it's weird, but
The human is like gone. Connect the organicness.
hmm
Yeah, like if it's gonna be, it's like now it's like if it's gonna be done, it's gonna be done through a screen, or it's gonna be done through like some media kind of outlet. But it's like we gotta get back to having real, raw, organic conversations, and being upfront with
yep.
ourselves. And I think during quarantine, some people like people were kind of forced to do that because we were inside. So and not like everybody, because like I know like sometimes too like with the quarantine, everybody's experience was everybody's experience with it wasn't positive too. Like being shut in and being isolated, it does a lot. Um, it did a lot to a lot of people, and then but like there's another side too where like people were understanding and learning who they were as well. But it still did a lot of impact with being isolated, being in quarantine as well too. So post COVID now in 2023, it's getting back to um, being human, connecting more, and self love plays a huge role in that too. Like you were saying, like just being open and meeting new people, surrounding yourself with positive energy as well too.
Exactly. Exactly. I encourage everybody to just go out and smile. Like just go out and just say hi to a stranger, compliment them. It always makes somebody's day. Um, Yeah, I feel like we need more happiness. I feel like everybody's like down in the dumps.
I agree. Like it's too much. Like sometimes I just be thinking, like it's social media is too much to keep up with. Like it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm
Hmm.
done for the day. I'm done for the day. This is it. This
Hmm. Definitely essential to take some mindfulness breaks, especially on social media. Like, don't be on social media all day laying in your bed. Like, I promise you, the more you do that, the more like depressed and anxious you're gonna get. Like, get out and go touch the grass. Get out and go look at the sun. Like, at least go on a walk outside for at least 10 minutes. Like, just do something. Get out of your room. Like, if
hmm
you need to go sit in your living room and be on social media, at least do that because at least you're like not in that space where you're confined to your bedroom. Like if you're confined to the couch in your living room, that's better than being in your bed. And I can definitely relate to that because I was the one that was introverted in their bedroom all year, my high school year. Like I did not want to go out. I was either in my room at school or working. Like I didn't do anything else. So, but now that I've been in college, like just help me, be more extroverted. Definitely part of my self love journey is just being less introverted, being more extroverted. It's definitely been hard because I went through so many years being introverted. So slowly but surely, I will get there. So,
Yes, take your time with it too. Like I feel like we're always learning something about ourselves. Like when we through self love and like we hit those insights where it's like, okay, so I like this, or maybe I don't like this, or maybe I want to change or modify this.
hmm
Self love is good, and the journey is just I like it. But yes, like touch some grass, get out a little bit, go step outside, take like some slow breaths, let like the air enter your lungs. I know for me, like with having online summer courses, um, I'll just like be like in our office, like just doing all that. But I'm like, sometimes I gotta go make the decision, like go take a walk around like a trail, like around like our house, or even to like I'll go and play The Sims, which is very addicting.
now I know you did not just say that. I was literally playing Sims this morning. I swear I was. I got I got almost all of the games except like 4 or 5 kits, and then there's like 2 game packs. I was like, I'm not buying that.
The
Like
Sims.
y'all money grabbing now. Okay, y'all did not need to make this game, but y'all did it anyways.
Naya, I didn't want to believe the hype around The Sims, but ever since I've gotten it, like, I love it so much.
Yep. It's just something about creating your own like little fantasy world that's just very like intriguing. Like I can make anything I want. Like I can have all the drama I want to have in this game. Like I don't have to have it in real life. Way
Naya,
entertaining.
literally, I'm like, in like Sims, you can get the cheats, you can get the content, the mods, like, it's really endless. And
Yeah,
you can play forever.
literally.
I love The
Like
Sims.
being the Sims go all the way back to Sims 2. Like I've been playing the Sims since Sims 2, dude. Like
Oh my god.
Sims 3, like I had World Adventures, I had everything. I was on that.
It's real. Like
Hmm.
it's fun too. Like The Sims is fun. Like exactly how you said. Like you get to make your own world, like your own fantasy world. You want to have a pet. You want to get married. You want to have like babies in the game. You want to have this career, like
Hmm.
or oyster in The Sims.
Exactly.
Be
I
the
could
Sim-
have a cow plant if I wanted to. Like what? That don't even exist, but it does in The Sims.
in The Sims.
Yeah,
Yeah, The Sims is fun. Sponsor us, The Sims. The Sims is fun. It's just a
and
fun.
it's free. It's free to play now. So if you want to just get the base game, go ahead. Because I had to pay $40 initially, but y'all get it for free.
And
It's
that
fine though, because I bought the game like 4 years ago, maybe more than that.
that's
But
me. My like sister, she played like before me, and like so I have to like sit with her to see how I can get custom content and mods and all that fun stuff. But even
mhm.
playing the base game, like I'm having like a blast, and like time just elapse with The Sims. You get to playing, it can be like 1. You look at the clock again, it's 2:30.
I know, right? Like what?
Yeah. Sims is fun. Sims is great. All right, last question before we close for our very first episode is how can someone be inspired to. I cannot read my own handwriting. This is not good. How can someone be inspired to be themselves on social media and not succumb to societal pressures?
I feel like just do what, like, get your own social media profile. Like, put on there what you want to put on there. Don't feel peer pressure to follow like a certain into like social media influencer. Like, if you don't want to follow them, you don't have to follow them. It's all about like setting those boundaries for yourself. If you don't want your likes to be shown on your Instagram page, then don't show them. Like, you don't want any comments, don't put comments. Like, just setting those boundaries for yourself is essential, because even if you let one of your boundaries slip open, like, it could be like a world of like something you didn't even want to enter into your space in the first place. So just having boundaries, setting them, and making sure that they're firm in place, and you don't kind of like of course you can always switch up your boundaries, but just making sure that you're aware of them and other people are aware of them um, is definitely what I would suggest for anybody who wants to be on social media.
And yes, I like that. Like piggybacking off of what you were saying, social media can be what you like it to be. I think it's important to make sure that you were shining through on it. Even if like you want to create like a whole new Instagram account and delete an old one, like you have that choice to do that. And I've seen a friend who started like her social media account all over again, and she likes it and she appreciates it more now. But you don't want comments on, you don't want like your likes on, do that. Make social media a place where you feel safe and you feel like where you post and be as creative and as insightful and innovative as you want with your social media. It's what you have. Make your account public or private. Like you can do whatever you want. And I like how you said Anaya too, like you don't feel pressure to follow influencers or celebrities, so like you don't have to do that. You can most definitely have boundaries with social media and ultimately make it what you want and be inspired through what you create.
Exactly. Hmm.
Period.
All right, well, that was our first episode, Gauzy Podcast. We talked about social media and self-love. Also talked about The Sims, so highly recommend you go play that game, okay? And come back to us in the comment section and tell us how good of a game it is.
Period.
uh,
Sims fun.
exactly. Our next episode, don't know the topic yet, but stay tuned for our next episode. The full video of our Gauzy podcast will be on YouTube as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And then we will post snippets on our Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So yeah, can't wait to see you guys on our next episode. Comment below any questions that you want us to answer for our episode 2, and we will see you then.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Bye, you guys.
See you later.